Now, the sovereign citizen movement is sometimes can be a very serious topic. A lot of times, me and other people make sovereign citizen videos laughing about how stupid they are, and but what we don't really realize is that some of these sovereign citizens are being fed some very dangerous rhetoric, taught that the police are no different than the brown shirts of the Nazis. I've even seen where they'll say, the cops are or the Nazi soldiers were guilty of what their country was doing, and that these police are the same thing, that they're guilty, and so these results. This is not a humorous video. This is a video that hopefully some sovereign citizens or people who are thinking about getting into it because maybe you have an expired license, you're looking for a loophole to drive, or you're a pro-gun person and get yourself involved with this group, or Second Amendment auditor, frauditor, or something, that you're going to interact with these sovereign citizens and hear this stuff and think, well, this is pretty good. You really got to understand, the cops need to understand how dangerous this sovereign citizen movement is too. So this first clip I'm going to show took place several years ago, is where some sovereign citizens are getting pulled over, and we'll see what the results are on this one.
May the 20th, 2010 started out like any other day. Two veterans of our West Memphis, Arkansas Police Department, Bill Evans and Brandon Powdert, were patrolling the interstate as part of the department's drug interdiction team, something they love to do. They became involved in what seemed to be a routine traffic stop, though I've always warned my officers there is no such thing. But really, how much more routine can you get than pulling over a father and son in what looked like a church bus? My men didn't realize who or what they were dealing with. Neither officer made it home, and one of them was my son.
This is why the cops need to be extra vigilant and not mess around with these sovereign citizens, not entertain them. Call for backup as soon as they hear that sovereign citizen rhetoric, not a commercial vehicle and all these other things that they say, because the results can be deadly, as we've seen there. And that was in 2010. Here's a more recent interaction with the police that turned out to be deadly. Sorry for the footage for not being up to par. Just that I couldn't upload this video for some reason, so I was able to record the part that I needed.
About to be ambushed. The incident all started after a driver fled from a traffic stop in rural Minnesota. The suspect fled in his front-wheel drive vehicle until getting stuck in a snowpack. Unknown to the officer, the suspect was armed, but that wouldn't be the only surprise.
Put the vehicle in park and shut it off. Turn off your vehicle. Put it in park. You stay in your vehicle. Don't stop. Put your vehicle in park.
Forty-one, 24, 46, 20. You head out here, another vehicle behind me.
Stay in your vehicle, sir.
10 4, come up there, 26. Adam Ball, 733, second vehicle. Number.
Sir, you are not complying with my instructions. I need you to shut your vehicle off.
Holding on the hill.
Put it in park right now. I'm telling you to stop. Shut it off. Sir, stay in your vehicle. Stay back there and stay out of it. That's fine. Why didn't you stop when you saw my light?
Yeah, you might as well. So, did you get there?
Get up there, give me a hand.
Body number 124-7.
Where'd he go? I need medical. I need medical. Where is he? Where is he? Where? Let me see your hands!
One suspect was declared dead at the scene. Another suspect was transported to an area hospital and prioritized for treatment due to his injuries. Deputy Meyer, pictured on the right, had been shot in his vest and also in his back, but waited for the treatment to prioritize the treatment of one of the suspects. The investigation revealed the shooter who ambushed the officers was the brother of the driver. Both brothers, David Savela and Michael Savela, ultimately succumbed.
So, you see, that became very deadly. They were actually ambushed. They must have planned this or something. These were sovereign citizens. And they were known as sovereign American nationals. This happened up in Minnesota. So, this is why cops do need to be more vigilant when they're interacting with these sovereign citizens. You never know if you're going to get one of these crazy ones. I'm sure most sovereign citizens would never get involved in anything like this, would never escalate this far, but you never know. This next video is where a guy reached for his gun well, just see the video.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, I'm Officer Farmington Police. The reason for the stop today is there's no registration on your vehicle.
I don't need registration and I don't answer questions.
Alrighty. Davis, Fox 21. Can you have a couple more heading my way? Is this back window roll down?
Why do you even know that?
I just want to make sure that you're the only one in the vehicle. So here's the deal, man. I'm stopping you because there's no registration on your vehicle, and I'm requesting your identification. Okay? You are detained at this time, and you are not free to leave. Are you going to provide me your identification?
I don't answer questions.
Okay, so I'm going to take that as a no, that you're not going to provide me your identification. Is that the route we're going? Or would you like to provide your identification to me, and we can have a conversation, we can discuss the laws that you're breaking, and then we can go from there.
If you want my identification, it will be under duress and you accept surety and trusteeship over it. Meaning you will be responsible for any debts that you're trying to incur here.
Okay, so I'm not trying to incur any debts or anything. I'm trying to investigate why your vehicle doesn't have any registration.
1692, you are trying to incur a debt and legal action for something
Okay.
that is not allowed.
Okay.
And under
So,
Title 18, Section
here's-
245, traveling is a federally protected activity. Which
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. And what I'm telling you is that you do not have an option to identify yourself.
I do.
You are lawfully required to identify yourself. So you can provide your identification to me, and we can have a conversation about the laws that you've broken, or you can fail to identify it to me, and we can go that route too. I'm perfectly okay with either way you want to go, but the direction that this encounter goes is 100% in your hands.
Sir, Utah Code, United States Code,
Okay?
is a corporate policy
Okay?
which you have to be contracted in to be required to follow it. Unless you
Okay.
can provide me a contract with my wet ink signature on it saying that I'm required to follow it,
Okay.
then there is
So do you want
I'm
to
obligated.
do you want to identify yourself to me, or do you want to go a different route? Wonderful. Do you have a driver license as well?
I am not giving you jurisdiction.
Okay.
Do not
Hand-
stop. Do not detain. You are not allowed to stop me.
Let me see that.
On your list.
I didn't see what you just tried to show me. Can you show that to me again? What's this?
This is a passport. It says, do not stay up, do not detain. If you go on the first page,
Okay.
it says, the United States hereby requests all who may concern
Okay.
to permit the citizens
Here's what I'm telling you.
of the United States named herein.
Here's what I'm telling you.
Without delay or hindrance.
Okay.
You are
Will you hand
required-
that to me so I can read it? You want me to look at it through this tiny crack in your window?
Handing it to you.
You're not going to hand it to me?
If I hand this to you, you accept trusteeship and surety, and you are obligated.
Sure, I'll accept trusting ship if you just hand me the document so I can identify who you are, because you're required by state law.
I am not.
Thank you
required-
so much, Mr. Chase Allen.
That is not me. That is a piece of plastic paper.
So you have a fraudulent passport?
No. that is a piece
Wonderful.
of paper.
That's what I'm hearing. Okay, step out of the car for me.
No.
Sir, step out of the vehicle
No.
right now.
I am not required to.
Step out of this vehicle right now.
And we're going to have an issue where you're
Step
going to have
out of the
to
car right now.
Step out of the car. We're gonna break the window and pull you out. Step out of the car.
Done.
So this cut off before the cops started shooting. The guy reached for a gun, and the cops ended up ending this young kid's life. This kid grew up in a sovereign citizen household. His mother was well known by the court system for constantly filing frivolous paperwork to jam up the they call it paper terrorism, where they are constantly filing charges against people and other things like that, and the police departments. And he grew up being taught how the cops are evil and the cops are part of the system that trying to enslave you and everything else. And this is the result of raising a kid that way. The kid had a gun, probably reached for his gun because he was afraid for his life because of the things he was taught by his mother. This happened in Farmington, Utah. I know there's Farmington, New Mexico, but this, Farmington, Utah, I guess. But that's a result. If you want to be a sovereign citizen, you want to play around with that stuff and roll the dice, you're playing a dangerous game. And that's all I got to say about the whole sovereign citizen, American national, American state national, the Moorish group or whatever. It doesn't really matter what you call it. It is just it teaches people inappropriate things, and I hope you get the message. But that's why this is not a joke. I'm not saying, oh, that stupid ass doing this and that. Not this time. This is really why the sovereign citizen movement is dangerous, and you should avoid those people and their rhetoric as much as possible. I know there are people, I don't really trust the government. I don't like a lot of things that our government does, but I'm not going to resort to being a sovereign citizen, American, state, national, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to have anything to do with that, because that doesn't make you free. It makes you less free. I've said that almost every video. It doesn't make you free. It makes you less free. And that is the crux of the issue with the whole sovereign citizen movement.